Hello everyone and welcome to the N.A.R.C.N network. I'm Dean, the host of this channel, and I'll be taking you on a journey through narcissism, understanding the narcissist, and understanding the narcissist-related disorders. So today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 9 of the Unmasking The Narcissist channel, and the title of episode 9, or the topic of it, is Narcissistic Help and/or Hope. So what we're going to talk about in this episode 9 is what type of help or hope that there actually is for the narcissist that is suffering from narcissistic personality disorder. One of the sad things that goes on within this disorder and within the confines of experts that may be out there to help narcissists is the factor that identifying narcissistic personality disorder is actually quite difficult, because the narcissists themselves don't want to come out as having that disorder. They do not want to be found out. The actual mental makeup of most narcissists, especially if they're beyond a certain level, is that they don't want to be recognized or found out or identified as a narcissist. They live lives where they are extremely secret. They compartmentalize everything that's going on in their lives, whether it be the appliances that they deal with, the individuals that are in their lives, their romantic partners. All these things are kept very separate from each other. You know, if you go and look at a narcissist's social media contacts, you know, they can have dozens of social media pages, all different, and everybody on those pages is completely different. Nobody knows anybody else, and there's no connections there to link these pages, because they just compartmentalize everything in their lives to keep it all secret. And this is the way that narcissists actually think and act. And this is a good demonstration to show you that they want to keep everything secret and separate, so that nobody knows about anything else and nobody knows what's going on. And this is part of the safety protocol in the mentality of the narcissist, to keep everything separated so that they can be safe within themselves, safe within what they're doing, and safe within their disorder. Now, the problem with this is that when you try to get a narcissist to come forward and seek any type of psychological help here, they don't readily come forward and talk about their narcissism with the therapist that they may be dealing with. They may talk about the fact that they have bipolar disorder, or perhaps they have borderline disorder, or perhaps they have some other things going on, whatever it is, in any of those attached disorders that the narcissist may possess along with their narcissistic personality disorder. But they don't come out and readily talk about the factor that they might feel that they are a narcissist, or think that they're a narcissist, or know that they're a narcissist, because they just don't want to discuss these things. And this is why only 0.7% of narcissists ever seek treatment for the disorder, or ever actually get themselves in a position where they can recover from this disorder. Because for a narcissist to go through this, and for them to be able to actually surmount it, they have to admit that they're a narcissist, they have to come out about it, they have to talk to their therapists about this. Then they have to devise some way of, through recognizing what their condition is, of addressing this condition, and addressing it consciously on a day-by-day basis, to make sure that they don't commit the narcissistic things that they normally do in everyday life. And there's many experts out there like N.A.R.C.N who will make all these points, because he himself is a narcissist, and these are the things that he has to do on a daily basis. If you watch dialogues on YouTube with N.A.R.C.N, and he admits and talks about this, the factor that he has to fight every day to keep his narcissism under control. So he is aware of what he is, he admits what he is, but he is not recovered. When you're a die-hard, higher level narcissist, you will never recover from that, because the way the brain is now working, it's almost like having a drug addiction. You will always be a drug addict the rest of your life. You will always be a high-level narcissist the rest of your life. The only way you can overcome this disorder is to admit it, address it, and then keep tabs on it and make sure you don't continue to do it, just like an alcoholic doesn't continue to drink. And that's the way that's treated. But the major problems behind finding hope or help for the narcissist is simply in the factor that 99% of narcissists just don't seek that help because they don't want to admit that they're narcissists. They think they have some other condition going on. They're too afraid to come out of their shells and seek help because they don't see what's going on with them. They don't see how they're treating other people. They don't recognize that they have narcissism. They don't recognize the things that are messing their lives up and all these other things. Because really, when it comes down to being a narcissist in this way, one of the things that goes on with this is that when you are a narcissist like this, you know, can you imagine having to live your life like hiding constantly every day everything from everybody that they don't know about? That this has got to be like an incredibly difficult thing for any narcissist to have to do in a cyclic manner every day, to keep the illusions of who they are up to everybody and keep everybody around them from finding out who they might actually be. It's a massive amount of work that constantly has to be done on guard 24/7. It's got to be an insane level of work to any narcissist that does this, and to me it's just insane, the factor of having to do that when it's so much easier to just be yourself and not be a narcissist in those ways. So for narcissists to find help, it's difficult to do this. It's difficult for them to come out to a doctor or a psychologist, you know, and admit what they are. But it's even more difficult to find therapists and psychologists and stuff that can actually identify narcissists. You would think that there's lots of doctors and psychologists and therapists out there who can identify a narcissist immediately. This isn't the case. There are many experts out there that say that they can do this, and I'm sure that there are many experts out here who are able to identify narcissism in the psychology world. But the problem is that when you have a narcissist who's not admitting these things to the psychologist or to the therapist, then the therapist doesn't see those things. I have the incidents of a narcissist that I'm helping within the confines of the N.A.R.C.N network at this very moment, who is an admitted narcissist, actually more than one of them, who is an admitted narcissist, and their therapist seems completely clueless that they're a narcissist. They seem to have no idea what's really going on with this person, but because I spend more time in communication with this person and actually in a therapeutic manner with this person than this person's therapist does, I can see these things. Their therapist isn't actually seeing it. And because I don't have direct dialogue with that person's therapist, I'm not able to make that person's therapist aware of what's really going on, even though this person is admittedly a narcissist with me, and I can see this narcissistic behavior within their behaviors with me. So again, treating a narcissist when the therapist himself is not aware of them being a narcissist, again, is a very difficult thing to do, because narcissists don't readily come out and admit these things. To therapists, they'll admit they have all kinds of other conditions, but they won't admit that they're a narcissist. And this is why helping or treating a narcissist or finding any hope for recovery from narcissism is such a difficult thing when you're dealing with anybody. You know, it's got to be a really extreme thing for any narcissist to come out and admit what they are, either to somebody that's around them or to a therapist or a doctor. And this is why it doesn't help because, of course, as we know, with narcissists, they are so highly protective of their safety and well-being that they do not feel comfortable. They've endured abuse when they were young, or something has gone on with them to form them into this self-protection mode, and getting themselves out of this self-protection mode to be able to present the narcissistic disorder problems that they have to anyone that can help them is an almost impossible task at the time. And it does not help that therapists and psychiatrists can't easily always spot when they're dealing with a narcissist either, because narcissists hide these attributes and these elements from them, and it makes that part of the disorder extremely hard to identify. So in conclusion here, is there help or hope for the narcissist? There is help out there. It's hard to find. It's hard to find a good therapist. It's hard to find a good psychologist who can identify these things, and it's even more hard for these psychologists and therapists to identify someone with this unless they openly admit that they are a narcissist, and they can continue treatment from that point. So help or hope is out there, but it's extremely difficult for the narcissist to seek at times. And this is what makes recovering from narcissism such a difficult process for the narcissist themselves, let alone the victims around them that they've affected in these ways. So this has been episode 9. I just wanted to talk briefly about narcissistic hope or help for the narcissist and what that entails and why this is so difficult to get. I'm going to say to you guys, stay tuned for some other upcoming episodes on the N.A.R.C.N network and also on the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you again very soon.